Yo, what up, bro? What's good? What's good? Always a grind. A little gloomy day, but we enjoy ourselves. What's the word? Peace chant for the glory. Let's get it. How do you improve max reps with pull-ups? Two ways, I would say. Timing yourself. I would say that's one. Every time you do it, you're timing yourself. And you're studying your rest period, how much rest you would need to get to the next set. Second way I would say it is adding weight. That could be the weight vest or weight belt. I'm not a fan of the weight vest, but I use it depending on the movement. And when you get comfortable with that, you'll start to build up a little bit of a tolerance of your own pull-ups. So then you'll start to be able to get more repetition out. So stick to it. Consistency, timing yourself, and really putting into plan. Locking in the same amount of reps as best as you possibly can. And try to not worry about being perfect for every rep. Just getting them out. And try to time the amount of time you're on the pull-up bar. What's up, cuz? You got it straight from the hood, my G. Respect that, man. That's what I love to see. Straight. Appreciate you, CJ. Let's get it. You know how we do. You got to get some for the glory hoodies. For the fall, bro. I've been had those, man. I got the short sleeves and all that. Tap in. Salute. It's just in the middle of editing. Good time for a quick break. Let's get it. It's always good for a good talk, good chop up. Stay hydrated as best you can. If that's your goal, is to do max effort, yeah, go for it. But just make sure you rest and make sure you consume the right amount of carbs and proteins and fats. So you're really hydrating the body properly. Just training without eating, you're not going to see good results. You got to start seeing how long it takes you to recover. That's the best way I would say it. Because everybody's recovery time is different. Some people need 2 to 3 minutes. Some people need 5 minutes. Some people only need 30 seconds. Some people, like me, I can rest as I'm moving, but my pace slows down. So you got to know where you at. Tyrone from St. Mary's. What's good, bro? What's good? My glass bottle is broken. Nah, it's good. Glass bottle. Try to drink out of glass bottles as often as you can, because that plastic will start to become toxic, especially in the sun. Hey, 24, 23. What's good? What's good? Any advice for not getting cuts in your hands when you're doing, you got to build up a tolerance. Your skin will learn how to start to get accustomed, or it might be the pull-up bar that you're working on might just be too aggressive for your hands, and it's just going to keep on cutting your hands. Finding the right pull-up bar will help you not, go through those issues. But sometimes it's just building up those calluses and building up that tolerance in your hands. And then you have that electricity that's really tough, and then you won't need gloves anymore. So building up. How many calories I eat a day? I don't count calories. I count meals and I weigh meals. Appreciate it from London. I just have the standard locks. I sometimes just twist them together. It's easier to keep them upright. But the thing about locks, you don't supposed to get them done all the time. Most people think they're supposed to look pretty all the time. They're supposed to look a little rugged. You start getting your hair done too much, it'll start snapping. My wrist hurt when I do diamond push-ups. Wanting to strengthen my wrist, definitely. If your wrist start to bother you, it's just maybe because you're not really taking the time out to stretch. So remember, you can't just sometimes go into motion. You was able to get away with it maybe in your teens and your early 20s, but as you get stronger and you get, start pushing your body, that's a lot of weight on the wrist. So make sure you stretch them out. Go through a couple of movements just before. If you don't know what to do exactly, go check out my page. I'll show you how to do a couple of exercises just to open up the tendons. These are all tight. It'll start bothering you. You continue to keep on pressing this motion. You gotta really start stretching them out and then start giving you pain. For the pain, London repping. Let's get it. Shout out to London. Hope to be there soon. With some sunny weather though. DJ, AI Mike. Yeah, I used to be in St. Mary's Heavy. Playing basketball, that was my place. Salute, what up, what up? What's good? Any advice on cutting bad habits? Yeah. Be kind to yourself when you're in the midst of having bad habits, but slowly try to be, more consistent about, something that you want in life. You gotta work towards it. It ain't gonna happen in a day. So say if it's something like drinking and smoking every day, try to cut it to 4. As you get better with it, cut it to 3. As you get better with it, cut it to 2. And you gotta start wanting more for yourself, Keep drinking. There's no good thing that comes from drinking. People see it as a celebration or something that, you tell yourself, oh, I'm an adult, I can have a drink every day. It takes more discipline as an adult to tell yourself no to things that you love. So build up that tolerance. Get that mindset of one day at a time, one workout at a time, one bad habit at a time. And staying away from people that do it. It can help. If everybody around you drink and smoke, it's going to be damn near impossible for you. You're going to have habits that most people around you are going to be wanting to do. So fight against being around people as often that like to do that. Can you do a Superman push-up? Yup. Do a Superman push-up. I have cysts in my wrist. How do you get a cyst in your wrist? I would definitely get that checked out. But if you have issues with bending your wrists while you're doing your push-ups, get a push-up bar and really get used to doing really good stretches before you start, so you won't have too much pain. For that pain and all that glory, that's a fact. Fight! Checking in from Detroit, what's good? Supreme, what up? Houston, Texas, what's good? I will be there soon. That's a fact. I'm gonna tap into Houston for like a month, maybe even 3 months. Houston was love. Remember you dunking. Yeah, I used to dunk all the time. Very athletic, always stay athletic. Gotta move this body, man. I haven't dunked in a while though. I wanna see if I still got it. crazy toll on my rotator cuff. If you have issues, I mean, if it's recent, I would tell you to heal. Give it a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, depending on your healing process, and good stretches. Definitely talk about getting some massages. Make sure that it might not just be like soreness with, overuse of that shoulder. So I would say do that. Be consistent with massages, cold plunge, sauna, and really stretching it out as best you possibly can. Free knowledge. Thank you. That's a fact. Hit that like button. It costs you nothing. Consistency. That's what we doing. Do you still practice semen tension? Yes. Now I don't go into months on end like I used to, but in certain weeks I do take off because it's a balance. You gotta remember to not, it's just like anything else. You releasing. That's energy. You releasing your energy. You releasing your power. So sometimes holding back, especially if you got a task at hand that you having issues with, put that task at hand into your mentality, into your consistency with everything. So telling yourself no to the things that we love can really get you closer to your goals. I don't even drink beer, no. Now, every once in a while, I do have a cider, still enjoy life, but nothing with a lot of alcohol. As I've gotten older and being more wise about how I treat my body, I don't really like to put in too much toxic elements into my body if I could help it, But to each his own. If that's something that you want, continue with doing, do your thing. But for me, and what I'm on in my journey, too much alcohol doesn't serve me well, so I choose not to do too much, or if any at all. I believe semen retention is not only something that your body needs to really spike your testosterone, and I think it's a mental thing, telling yourself no to things that you love to do. The better you are with really being consistent about what you want in your life and limiting yourself on your pleasures, I think it changes your mentality to a certain degree. There's a degree of consciousness and mental toughness that comes with telling yourself no to things that you love. I love a brewski in the sun. If that's your thing, man, do your thing. I ain't here to tell you no to anything, but you want to have self-discipline, I tell you to cut the things you love, at least for a little while, to really show yourself the discipline. Twin Star, what up? How's your day going? I can't complain, man. I'm thankful. Thankful for another day, man. We ain't promised nothing. Maybe a little foggy today, a little bit of clouds, but you woke up on top of this earth. Moving, walking. I'm thankful. I'm thankful for every day, every hour, every minute. It may have a bad situation or a bad couple of minutes, but don't let anything ruin your day. You hear me? And if you don't like where you at, go somewhere else. And if you can't, try to go into nature or try to sit by yourself for a little while. Like me. I ain't going through nothing but a good day of just sitting by yourself, analyzing your situation, analyzing what you want to do with life, and work every day diligently about what you want. You know what I'm saying? Every day ain't going to be perfect. Every day ain't going to align to what you want. But you do your best. That's all you can do. And keep working. Keep working. Sometimes take a rest. Every day can't be the same thing. Staying disciplined and consistent. And doing it alone, it'll build character. What's up, bro? Hoagie. Any advice to increase muscle ups or technique? Try to be consistent with doing it at least 2 to 3 days out of the week. I would say use Supreme bands or a regular band if possible, and just get used to when you're about to fail on your muscles by yourself. Use the resistant band, help you to get used to just keep on going. And resting at the top of the bar when you're getting really fatigued. Don't rest at the bottom. That'll help you build up your momentum and your repetition with your muscle ups. How many days do you eat to bulk? I would definitely say depending on your body type, but if you're ectomorph, I would say every 2.5 hours, make sure you're eating something. And I will say medium size to large size portions. When I say that, I'm talking maybe 7 to 6 ounces of protein, 7 to 6 ounces of carbs, and at least some kind of fats. How many times a day? How many reps push-up? How many reps push-up? It depends on your goal. And how intense is it? You know, I think my last live I did 520 minutes. Your goal could be something similar or it could be something a little bit longer. It depends on where your pace is and how conditioned you are. You can do it. It's just about pace. Some days you're going to be great. It's going to come easy. Every day is not going to be the same, and understanding the recovering cycle, you know? Doing it every day, you're not going to improve on building muscle. You can sometimes fatigue the muscle out and you may not be able to eat enough to get there. So stay consistent with that. Peace, family. You can start your routine anytime you like. You got to remember, it depends on where you at. I sometimes start in the afternoon, sometimes I do the evening. Get your likes up, get these likes up. Sometimes it's a case where I'm able to do it early in the morning. Sometimes it's afternoons and it's evenings. That works for me. So don't be too mad at yourself if you can't get a morning routine out. Your schedule different. You might have kids. That's the biggest change that happened for me, is having a kid. Getting the early morning workouts is tough. But it's possible, because you only need 45 minutes to 30 minutes of intense training. But I find myself to move better, feel better after a couple of meals in my system. If you don't believe in a semen retention, that's on you. You don't have to believe. I really don't care what you believe. That's on you. You can do whatever you want. You may not believe in protein. You may think, you can get all your protein from beans. I'm not here to tell you otherwise. I'm telling you what I do. I really don't care about your belief. You gotta remember, stick to what works for you. If it don't work for you, you stop. I don't like the weighted vest. I mean, the ones that you could plate load, those are okay. But it just feels like my lats start to bother me when I start to get to a high repetition. So it feels like it's too constraining. I like the belt a little bit better. But when you start using metal plates, they start banging against your knee. So it starts to give you a lot of pain in the knee, especially when you start going into heavier weight. But whatever works for you. If the vest works, keep it going. I'm trying to come up with my own vest, actually. Black seed oil. I like black seed oil. It's nasty, but I think it really helps, especially with your immune system and really stopping yourself from being sick. I appreciate you watching, man. Thank you for showing up. Get my likes up. Let's get it. Do you smoke Zaza? Hell no. I don't know what they putting in this weed. Some of these people be, how they moving? Nah. To each his own though, you know? But nah, not for me. I'm not smoking none of that. Maybe I would if I was on an island and I was able to control how it's grown. But picking up random weed from different spots, nah, I'm not doing that. I love cold plunges. I'm telling you, like, last week I was really sore, right? I just did that routine. That really put a lot of tension on my chest and it was sore. I did a cold plunge, recovered. I love the recovery aspects of it, so I'll stick to it. I like it. It may not be for everybody though. You gotta remember, what's for you may be for you. It may not be, everybody don't like cold water. I realize that too. But for me, that cold water opens the floodgates for your blood. It just rushes to that area where you have that soreness and you right back at it. You could be training right back that next day if that cold plunge. And that's only for like 5 minutes. And I'm not even talking about continuously staying in the cold water for 5 minutes. You could be in there for a couple of seconds. You go in there 30 seconds, come back out. 3 rounds, 30 seconds. Your body's gonna feel amazing the next day. Sometimes right after. Let's get some groundwork push-ups. That's a fact. One thing you can't lie about is able to do some push-ups. Everybody got a ground. Try to do some push-ups if you ain't got nothing else. That's a fact. One versus needs. Fighting against those pleasures. Them worldly pleasures, you know? The beer, the weed, the alcohol, the sex, having multiple girls. That's energy. You gotta learn to fight against all of that. Learn to build alone. Learn how to be alone. There's growth that most men don't gain until they even have to be in prison. That you will get by being alone, and the growth that happens when you're alone, and figuring out a plan and and being consistent and learning that you're going to sometimes fail in that plan. But being continuously at it and consistent, man, the character you build, the discipline you build, the integrity, the mindset, it all comes. What's up, Akeem? Thanks for the inspiration to help me get my first muscle up at this. Burpee Giant, what up, what up? It's just about consistency. Make sure you take a proper rest. And make sure you properly recover before you go into muscle ups. Because you don't want to do it every day if you're just beginning. You can easily hurt yourself. But if you feel fine after your training session, go for it. Go for a second day. Semen retention, I don't believe that. I don't believe it. I think it's balanced, because I think if you overly having sex and you overly, you don't have to go into crazy amount of, all right, I need to take a year off for semen retention, but I believe taking a week off, 2 weeks off, 3 weeks off, sometime a month won't hurt you. But that's just me. They make up a lot of bullshit about everything. If you don't have no discipline, just say that. When you're dealing with muscle and tendon strains or chronic pain, I don't have any of that. I think you have to learn to recover. Every day can't be intense. If you haven't fully recovered, you shouldn't be going back into training crazy. You have to learn to fully recover. I know you have your favorite influencer doing it every day. They build up that tolerance. If you're just starting out, you ain't gonna have that resilience, that tolerance, that person you watching has. You gotta build that up. One day at a time. Can you brief us on Supreme bands? What is the focus is on, etc.? These right here, the Supreme bands, they're amazing. But I like that show rather than just, tell you it. But I ain't gonna go through that. You've seen some of my videos. It could basically hit every muscle group you could think of. If you're thinking in chest, right out, boom, press. You're talking chest. You're talking if you stand on one handle press, you're working on shoulders. If you tie it up or you put it against a bar, you draw your elbows back, you're working your rear delt. If you're standing on the bands and you're drawing your elbows back, you're hitting your lower back. You're hitting your lats. That's bent over rows. I like to stand on them and then reach down towards the ground. You're working hamstrings. You build the hamstrings. You want to stand on it, single leg. Single leg, I like to call them lunges. And put your foot, you prop your leg up, you'll hit the quads. I love these because you could go on vacation and not miss a workout. You could really get to it. Now, is it the end all? I think it is. I think if you ain't have no equipment and you need to start off with something that you can walk around with and have the bands with you so you can stay focused and stay consistent, I believe to do it. Merch is still available. I took some of them down off the site because I didn't have all the sizes, and then I sold out. So I'm gonna put a couple of more on it. Just tell me which ones y'all really want to see. I got the for the glory. I'm gonna put ones for the pain. I still got all that chicken. And we lock in. Alcohol weakens you. I believe it. They say something like alcohol stops your absorption of the protein synthesis in your body, so you're not really getting all the nutrients that you need. So that's why I believe in not drinking alcohol as much. Nice scene. Stop streaming and enjoy it. Shut up. 53 watts. Nah, I'm enjoying it. I sat here for a couple minutes before I went live, and this is right near me. It ain't that scenic though. But I'm thankful, you heard? Are you and Broly still cool, or y'all just busy with life, man? Life happens, He has 2 kids now, so, Broly, Goku, we gonna link up when it's time, But life be happening, man. And I ain't never mad at nobody for living life, man. It ain't gonna always be where you can link up with people. You gotta do your own thing in your own time. Because when we link up, it be energy, good energy. Nice scene. That's a fact. Every day above ground. I appreciate y'all. Let's get it. How do you find purpose in life? You got to sit down with yourself, see what you love. You got to find what drives you, what motivates you. What's your love what would you do every day if you was able to get paid from it, but you could do it for free? I think that would be considered your purpose. Running it back with I'm willing to train with anybody or go against anybody at this point, man. I know it's a difference in weight, but I love the challenge. I'm not scared to lose. I think another thing too is challenge brings change, and change to push you to be better. But it's a lot of, what would you consider it? Content over really training nowadays. And I'm not mad at it because you got to make a living off this. Can't do it for free for too long. But I'm here for it. I always stay ready. So if a challenge is brought up, I'm off for it. Let's get it. You are global. Argentina, Brazil, Chile. Come to South America for a workout down here. That's a fact. I will be in Brazil. I'm linking up with some guys right now to really get some Brazil classes going around December. Hopefully that works out. If not, I'm gonna come out anyway, pop out for a week and a half or something. I definitely will be in Brazil. Is your merch still available? Yes. I'll put it up today. I still have some sweaters. Still got all that chicken. I could be printed on anything that I have there. Short sleeve right now because it's warm. Short sleeve sweaters, short sleeve hoodies. I just like it just when I'm training. I come out my sweaters once in a while, but it's great to have a good sweat with good material, you heard? This ain't beachside. This is New York, but and this is the Hudson River. And ain't nothing beautiful about it outside of just I love staying by water. Helps to ease the mind. When are you gonna do your training classes? I do my training classes every day. Gladiator school. I just gotta remember to it's been getting hot lately, so I've been outside lately. But I will be starting back up if I start hearing the buzz about it again. I'll start implementing that class. Just tell me what areas y'all in and we'll lock in. I got one studio that's in Manhattan and I got one studio that's in the Bronx. And let's get to it. Yeah, man, I'm trying my best not to stop, you know? Your journey becomes different every day. But staying consistent is the hardest thing. So stay consistent and make sure you love it. Greetings from Poland. What up? The longest practice of semen retention I ever did, I think it was maybe 4 to 5 months I possibly did it for. That was a challenge. Do I recommend it? Definitely not. Well, it depends on your headspace. You might need it. It may sometimes you're in certain parts of your life where you want certain things done. Stop everything that you feel like your body continue to hunt for. Like, you know, your body lusts for continuous sex if you're not in the right place sometimes. But if you want to get back into that spiritual alignment, I sometimes believe you should just hold off. Do you cycle? I do ride bikes once in a while, but I start losing too much weight. So I try to stay away from it as much. Because when I started doing it every other day, I started losing a lot of weight. Well, I take black seed oil every once in a while. Nothing consistent with black seed oil. There's something about it that I don't know. I don't do it every day. But I do take it if it's in my area or if I find myself to see it in my refrigerator when I open it. But it don't last long in my refrigerator, so Portugal. "30 minutes a day of training is great. If that's what you got, that's the time span you have, do it. 30 minutes work." Shout out to Canada, let's get it. How do you get the muscle up? Build your pull-up strength and build your dips. You'll get the muscle up soon enough. That's a fact. Fight! Best exercises to recover from shoulder injury. Rotations and deep tissue massages. I wouldn't even exercise it if you're injured. And depending on how long you've been injured, I would say keep on taking time off. Your shoulder clicking after every workout. You push in too much. And you're probably hyperextending your shoulder. Learn how to do some rotations and stretch. You still selling Supreme bands? Hell yeah. Supreme bands all the way. Every day better. I'm trying to find a manufacturer that can make my handles though, because this is the most expensive part of the band. It's because they custom made and they $40 a pop. So I'm trying to get it to where I can bring it down a little bit because some people are complaining about the price. These are handmade, and they're made in my house. They're not made from China. They're not made from India or anywhere. I make these in the house. So it's a little different. If I was able to buy them and supply y'all with a cheaper brand and where it's still quality, that's what I would do. But now, I would never do that. I would never give you something I wouldn't give myself. So I'm working on getting somebody that give me a strong material that I could have handles for, so you could get this same work done. But if your money right, lock in. AkeemSupreme.com. Peace, God. You the truth. I appreciate you.